Hello and welcome, I am Miss Biz, and this is your Elder Scrolls Online Somerset PTS Jewelry Preview. Jewelry crafting is coming to Elder Scrolls Online with the Somerset chapter. Something to keep in mind is in order to use any jewelry station anywheres, you will need to own the Somerset chapter. Jewelry crafting does work like most of the other equipment crafts for the most part. You will need to go out and find jewelry seams and harvest them. Once you have harvested those, you will need to head back to a jewelry crafting station, as you can see here, and refine the dust that you have found. There are actually less base materials to cover all the levels in Elder Scrolls Online than the rest of the equipment crafts. First, we have pewter, which covers level 1 to 25. Then we have copper, which is level 26 to 50. Then we have silver, which covers champion points 10 to champion point 70. Then we have electrum, which covers champion point 80 to champion point 140. Then we have the final one, platinum. Platinum covers champion point 150 to champion point 160. To create jewelry, it's going to be similar to all the other equipment crafts. You will need to find dust from the jewelry crafting nodes. Then you will need to refine it into ounces. As you are refining, you may notice that you could get some pulverized items. Well, we're going to cover what that is in a little while. Once you have refined some dust into ounces, you can head and create jewelry. This is just like all your equipment crafts. You choose if you're making a ring or a necklace, choose the material and the level, and go ahead and create it. If you would like to make a little bit better jewelry, like one with traits, that differs a little bit from all of our other equipment crafts. Like all other equipment crafts, you are going to need to research the traits for necklaces and rings if you want to be able to create jewelry with these traits, or use a transmutation station to transmute jewelry you already have. Now, the trait materials don't quite line up with what you're used to from the other equipment crafts. Here you're going to find pulverized dust of some kind, and you actually need to refine pulverized cobalt, for example, to create a trait stone to be used in jewelry crafting. Cobalt is the trait that increases max magicka, also known as arcane. All the different traits will have a little bit different way of grabbing them. First, you have arcane, healthy, and robust that we already have in game. All three of these pulverized versions of their traits can be found when you are refining the base materials. That's what we were finding earlier. For traits such as Triune, which increases your health, stamina, and magicka, you're actually going to acquire from jewelry crafting nodes throughout Tamriel. For an example, the trait stone for Triune, which increases your health, magicka, and stamina, will be found by actually harvesting jewelry crafting nodes throughout Tamriel, and you'll have a higher chance to find it in Somerset. The dust for the infused trait can actually be found from Psijic portals, with a very, very rare chance of finding it in its refined form. The dust for titanium, which actually increases your spell resistance and physical resistance, is part of the daily dungeon rewards in the raw form and rarely in the refined form. Swift, which increases your movement speed, can actually be purchased from the Master Writ Merchant. Dibellium, which is needed for the Harmony trait, will actually be found in the weekly trial rewards quest. Dibellium, which is needed for the Harmony trait that increases your synergy effectiveness, can actually be found as part of your weekly trial reward quest. It actually has a pretty good chance of showing up in its refined form. Slaughterstone, which is necessary for the Bloodthirsty trait, can actually be purchased from the War Researcher vendor in Cyrodiil for Alliance points. As well as trying to find the dust to make trait stones, there's also a variety of ways to actually find necklaces and rings with these new traits on them for research. I'll cover the specifics in the full guide after it goes live and we're sure we know the sources. You will need 10 of a specific trait dust in order to turn it into one trait stone. Of course, you'll do that from your refining screen. Finding what you need to actually upgrade your jewelry is also slightly different, but kind of the same. Here you're going to notice that we have grains. Yes, when you are refining your base materials, such as your silver dust, you have a chance to find different grains. Once you have 10 of these grains, you can refine them to make one upgrade material. Of course, if you have any jewelry that's already a higher level than normal, you can deconstruct it for a chance at grains of the upgrade material that ring is. Of course, you can also deconstruct existing jewelry to have a chance at getting some grains. Keep in mind that anything that was found previous to Somerset will have a note at the bottom saying it cannot be deconstructed. You can still upgrade it, you can still wear it, you just can't deconstruct it. Oh, and you can research it. When deconstructing items, remember you're not going to get the full trait stone back or the upgrade material. You're going to get the pulverized version or the grain. The jewelry crafting skill line is similar to the other equipment crafts. The first passive allows you to make higher level jewelry. Keen Eye allows you to see jewelry nodes, seams from farther away. Jewelry extractions improves the chances of extracting jewelry crafting ingredients and allows the refining of more powerful platings from raw materials. Remember, platings are how you upgrade your jewelry. Here we have the research passive. This does work a little bit differently than the other existing crafts. Here you can reduce research times by 5%, 10%, and finally 20%. One more, 25%, and limits research time to 30 days. You will notice you will never be allowed to research more than one item at once in jewelry crafting. Here we have Plating's Expertise, which of course improves the chances of improving items with platings, the upgrade materials. Upgrading works just like all the other equipment crafts. Keep note that in Somerset, it will always start out with a 100% chance. If you want to take less of a chance, you'll need to remove materials. Here you can see to upgrade to green, I will need 5 of the material, and this is without any passives into making it any cheaper. To upgrade it to blue, I'm going to need 7. Upgrading to purple, it will require 10. And finally, to upgrade this ring to gold, I will need 20 of the upgrade material. If we max out the passive for it to take less, you will notice you will need 2 items to upgrade to green, you will need 3 to upgrade to blue, you will need 4 to upgrade to purple, and you will need 8 to upgrade to gold. Remember, you will need to find 10 grains and make them into the upgrade material first. So, for a gold item, you're actually going to need to find 80 chromium grains and refine them in order to upgrade one item to gold. I didn't quite cover everything in exact detail for this preview because this is the PTS and jewelry crafting, the skill line, and anything else could change before we see it go live. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. I will try to answer them the best I can, and maybe be sure to include that information in the full jewelry crafting guide that I'll release once Somerset has gone live. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. I'm Miss Biz. Bye for now.